So if he clears waivers tomorrow, he can sign with another NHL club. We saw this coming, right? I think we're at a point where David Kampf had played his last game as a Maple Leaf, right?
It's weird how it went that south. Obviously, he's real pissed off, right? He does not think he deserves to be in the minors. He's not pleased with the situation that happened after training camp this year. Okay, good for you. And good for you again for terminating that contract and not going to collect your millions. Like, ballsy, dude. Like, you're not a Hall of Famer where you're just coming out of your ears and you've had an $80 million contract and you can leave a couple million. You're not that guy, David Kampf, but he's betting on himself. And honestly, to me, I never saw him as a difference maker. I know he could PK and win some faceoffs. Like, fuck, okay, whatever, man. There's a million guys that do that kind of thing. So for what he made, that was the one thing that Tree Living did where I was like, how the hell did you get to that number? He makes way too much money. And if he didn't make that money, he'd probably be on this roster instead of being in the minors and talking about terminating this big contract. So the way I look at it is, hey, more cap room for the Maple Leafs. Best of luck. I hope that he gets back in the NHL and can make up the difference on what he's going to lose when this thing gets terminated, because no one's picking up that contract. Again, he's well overpaid, and that's why he's in the position he is. So more cap room for the Leafs. Best of luck.
I'm already bracing for the day where David Kampf makes his return to Toronto, and I'm just going to hit that anytime goal. I'm going to swallow it and just move on with life. But yeah, this was a Sheldon Keefe guy. It was a peculiar re-signing when it happened, going from Dubas to Brad Tree Living, gives him the extension. He had some moments. I mean, you got to give David Kampf credit, again, to your point, to throw away that much money because you want to play in the NHL that badly. I really, really respect that. Anybody else has been like, you know what? I'll ride the buses for millions of bucks. But the fact that he's like, you know what? Let's move on. It gives the team some cap space. And I want to commend David Kampf too, like for, he had a couple moments, especially in the playoffs against Tampa. I think he was a very sturdy, solid, an under the radar type guy for this Leafs team. But I think it became crystal clear in, say, the last 6 to 7 months that he didn't really have a fit on this Maple Leafs roster. I mean, pretty reliable defensively, going to give you nothing offensively. But once you become a liability and you're supposed to be a defensive savant, like, I think you're in trouble. But I think it was pretty clear that it was time to move on from a Kampf, and it was also clear nobody wanted this guy via trade at that price tag. So now I'm curious to see where he goes, if he goes anywhere in the NHL.
I know. Can you imagine he doesn't get back to the NHL and he left all that money on the table and just vaporized it? Nonetheless, bigger problems on their plate, the Maple Leafs, than that. It's interesting they can get out from under that contract and most likely void it. But again, I got nothing against David Kampf, and I wish him the best. So maybe he'll get in there and find a team that needs his services, and he can get back on track and have a long career in the NHL, because obviously he believes he deserves it, and he's betting on himself, and I think that's good for him.
Imagine he goes to like Tampa or like the Florida Panthers.
Wins
a cup. That's coming, right? That's the next news hit. This guy's pissed off. I mean, it's pretty clear. How do you get back at the Maple Leafs now? Let's go to a rival. Let's go to Boston. Let's go to Tampa. Let's get to Florida. Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews. We got clips. We got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.